I jumped the gun there. Am I on now? Okay. Let's hear it from you.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
You know, they say things come in threes, and tonight we've had two Dollar Baby directors in the audience. Well, tonight, here's our third one. Rob Darren is here live to talk about Mute. Let's give it up for Rob. Welcome, Rob. Thanks for being here. First of all, when was Mute first filmed? How long ago was that now?
It's been about 3 years.
3 years ago?
For about 4 years ago, almost 4.
And how long was that shoot from?
We did pre-production in 4 months, and then we shot it in 3 days, and then it took about a year to edit it to get the full final cut.
Okay. And then the location of the film looks very Nevada or Arizona. Where we were at, where it was filmed at?
Well, all my cast members came from Las Vegas,
Okay.
and including my crew, and we filmed Las Vegas and Sandy Valley, California, which is right on the border there. That was where most. Then half the film was a confession booth, so we rented. We were going to try to use a real confession booth at a church, but I didn't think it would the story would hold up there. I had this I was going to do a drone going down the center of the aisle with the stained glass windows and the lighting and go right to the booth. And I was like, yeah, I might get a Cardinal to go higher up to try to get the studio for this script. And so I said, let's get a studio. So I've got plywood out there. I got drapery. I got the chairs. That was by an accident, and it worked. So a little screen up there, and then did the lighting perfect. It was like filming in on a postage stamp. You're standing everybody's you got the camera guy here, you got me here, and you got the two actors right in front of you. So just crazy stuff. The shoot went a little longer than I thought.
Tell us on the set of Mute, what was some of the highlights as far as a good shooting day compared to a bad shooting day?
Well, it was interesting. The first night, I met my DP in person. We had many conversations over the phone. He seemed like nobody was talking about. He had worked some TV shows. I think Teen Wolf. Right. He was a AD or camera guy on there. And so he had his camera, and he wanted to do it. And so I met him, but I had a plan B and a plan C for everything, because out in Vegas, you get someone out there want to do something, and you got to have a plan B. You're putting cast people up, and even though you're friends, which God bless my cast, pun intended, God bless my cast and crew.
Now, speaking of cast, let's talk about your lead actor and one of my favorite actors in the film, Donna Hamlin.
Hamlin, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that audition. What was it like between those two?
Well, what I did is I took this story, and I was like, man, it's a good story. I said, this is good characters. And I started thinking about my friends that were actors in previous stuff that I had seen. Mm-hmm. And I basically wrote the story around the characters. And I said, well, Barb will she can play both parts. And then Rocco, I saw a short film where his father had died, and him and his brother were sitting in a room, and it went from they were both crying to total laughter. And I'm like, that could be Mr. Manette. I was I always wanted to work with him, so it worked out. And then Ross, the preacher, he was character development. He wanted to get that accent going, and I was like, just do whatever you want, run with it. And but Donna was I wrote it for her.
Yeah,
as being the mean. Seeing the hardest one was the hitchhiker, because the hitchhiker had the perfect look for a hitchhiker. I mean, he just had the look. Right. And he's a Broadway. He does off Broadway, and he's done Broadway, and he's a play actor. And the first thing he says, I won't have no lines. And I'm like, that's why I need a play actor. And of course he did it and came through. And I really want to thank my editor Jody. The editing was amazing, because the bar scene was supposed to be 9.5 minutes, and we chopped it down to about 3.5, because we had this. They shut down half the bar. They even shut the AC down. Oh. But there was a fan. It was zzz, zzz, zzz. And I had engineering. I tried to save it and say, I said, well, I'm gonna go ADR it. I got the ADR together, and it worked out pretty good. But ADR is really it's difficult to replace on that stuff. So made it happen with some jukebox music. Came through. Friends of mine, Suburban Key Party, which they're really good. It was like the perfect moment for them.
That's cool.
They had a bartender, so you know.
Just tell me you didn't film this in the summertime. You
What's that?
didn't film this in the
yeah.
summertime, right?
Yeah, we got lucky. We were in the Sandy Valley Desert. It's normally about 110 out there, and getting my cast people out there was amazing. And everybody showed up, and everybody was like, well, they heard Stephen King. That was a selling point to me. And they were friends of mine. Some of them, like Rocco and I had talked, and we're actually talking about another show, another movie coming up. You know what I mean?
And I wonder what that could be, Rob.
It's a sequel to what you just watched on Mute.
Then we
Like
got
a sequel.
an exclusive right here, everybody. Mute 2.
I'll give you 2 hints about the movie.
Okay.
Every cast member that's in Mute 1 is in Mute 2.
Yeah.
And it's filmed at the Night of the Living Dead Cemetery in Evans City, Pennsylvania, which happens to be about 30 miles from my house. And I've been up there locating scouting for like 3 times. I'm like, there's nobody up here. It's like, I mean, I'm having my girlfriend up there, Edie. I like get behind the tombstone where Barbara gets behind,
right.
you know. And I had the glasses. I threw the glasses on the ground. I was like, hey, I can film up here.
There you go.
I don't know.
All right.
It's a marketing, thing.
When are you going to start production on that movie?
Well, I'm writing it right now. I'm just trying to make it. I kind of want to make it a little more gorier than more special effects than the first one.
Okay.
I still want the acting. Like, I give you one more hint. He's going to see his wife. He's going to see his wife's gravestone.
Oh, revenge is sweet. Would you say?
At the end, the song "You Gotta Move" was done by Kelly Rhodes, which was my composer. He's happens to be the older brother of Randy Rhodes from Ozzy, who resurrected Ozzy's.
All right.
And then the Suburban Key Party. One of my good friends is a drummer, and they're really good. So.
That's awesome.
You know, I got plenty of music.
Are we going to expect more Stephen King Easter eggs in the sequel as well?
There'll be some in there, I'm sure.
We gotta look for them. Huh?
We had like 8 of them in Mute. I don't know if the Stephen King fans could pick them out. You saw 2?
I saw 2.
The 1408 was obvious.
Yeah.
The Barlow was obvious. The phone call. Hold on. Oh, come out from the shades of the darkness in the desert. Yeah. That was supposed to be a dark tower line, which he flubbed up, but it worked.
There you go.
And then, the 10 o'clock club was the wristwatch.
Yeah.
It said the 10 o'clock club was a little bit after 10, but the guy going in the bathroom of the dive bar with all the graffiti. I mean, the guy was it all that you love
carried away. Yeah.
That's his friends are like his bathroom stall buddies, or his bathroom, and he keeps track of them and stuff. And I'm like, the dive bar was a seller. I knew I was going. I don't care if I had to try to come up with $1 million. I wanted to get the dive bar. But
I was always curious when I saw this movie a couple of times. In the beginning of the film, when he picks up the hitchhiker, he puts on a CD. Who is that, and where did you come up with that one?
That's you talking about in the beginning. It's a CD.
Yeah.
And he says, "I'm obsessed. It's magnificent." Kelly Rhodes, the guy, the older brother of Randy Rhodes.
So that's his real CD.
That's his real CD. And when he put it in there, I was like, okay, that worked. And we actually had another one. It was like a shot underneath. It was really cool, but I was like, no, that works better. So. And
okay. And what are you working on next? What can we expect from you?
Well, I have the sequel going on. That's my main goal. I was thinking about trying to do like an Edgar Allan Poe, was it The Masquerade of Red Death? I think that would be a great location, like maybe near Barkersville, or but be a really good place for something like that. It's just the money for the costumes, and it would have to be done by. You'd have to get a good actor to play the lead.
Yeah.
I mean, you're following Vincent Price and people like that,
That's right on.
Yeah, but I'm working. That's my main goal right now, and
work on the sequel.
I actually been working on a lot of artwork. I've been doing a lot of artwork too lately and working and stuff like that. But
That's great.
it's like a hobby. I like it.
And one other quick question. The Mute has played the short film circuit in festivals like this one and other ones. What is your main feel vibe from the audience when they see your film on the big screen? What does that feel for you? How do you feel about that?
I get very good reviews. I've gotten some bad reviews. I mean, the bad reviews were I consider good reviews because I had a focus group of about 15 people watch it, and the only bad reviews I got was. We wanted more, and I'm like, you want more? Okay, yeah, that's a bad review. We want more. We were wondering where he was going. I was like thinking, I was gonna have him when the cowboy went back to the room with the ice when he's going, I'm a cowboy hand or whatever. We were gonna do that in the credits, and then I said, you got to go.
Right.
And from that, it's got to, he's going, so he's going to his next adventure, so
Right.
it left open for a sequel.
There you go.
No way.
Is there any last final thoughts or any advice for future Dollar Baby filmmakers out there?
I believe that everybody has, can be inspired to be a filmmaker. First of all, you have to be creative and you have to do it. I mean, I'm self-taught. I never went to film school in my life. I wish I would have, because maybe I would have had more connections. And in my age, I'm not the youngest guy in the room.
Thank you.
But you can always. But I can always write, I mean, Stephen King's 75. Come on. 10 pages a day I get out of me.
Oh, man, I love this guy.
But no, I want to work with these guys one day. I don't know. It's just something that I'm thankful for y'all, because, like, not a lot of people get to see our movies, and you guys have made it happen. I mean, they let me show it for, like, 2 months, and that's another funny story. It was like 2 in the morning, and I was drunk, okay? And I typed his the Margaret lady, the administrative assistant.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I want to do a
Dollar Baby.
another Dollar Baby, and I was asking her if I could put it on the internet. I was getting a little ballsy, and she's like, he will not let you do that according to this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I totally get it. I totally get it. I gave it about 3 months later, and I saw another one on there. I was like, I was like, maybe it was the wrong time of the day. So I caught her at like 11:30 noon, and it was like 3 hours later. She sends I shouldn't really say this, but she sent an email to Stephen King, and it meant to go to him, and it went to me. She said, "What are you thinking?" And he goes, "Yay." He goes, "As long as I know what time it's on, and so I can listen to it again." And I'm like, "Oh wow!" So of course I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I said, "You never have to." She said something about, "Please never give this email." I was like, "You got my word. I'll never." I mean, it's just I love it.
That's a great story.
But,
That's awesome. All right, well, guys, let's give it up for Rob Darren and Mute.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being here, Rob. It's been a great treat. It's been a great treat to have all 3 of our Dollar Babies here today. Let's give it up for all of them. Come on.
Yes.
All right. We are going to take a break. We will be back at 8:30, and we have a great batch of movies right after that. So come back, stick with us the rest of the night. We'll see you soon.